Welcome to Spanish Fork 17. We are here at the Sports Complex in Spanish Fork, Utah. We have the Spanish Fork Dons up against the Maple Mountain Golden Eagles here. A little bit of afternoon softball on Spanish Fork 17. Coming into this ball game, Spanish Fork, the best team in the state. Yeah, you heard that right, folks. They are the best team in the state. They are currently sitting at 16-0 for the season. Extremely impressive. All of their games basically have been blowouts pretty much to this point. Including their last game against American Fork, a score of 23-2 as part of a 4-game tournament that they had on Saturday, which they swept through the competition with ease. Very impressive so far in the season for Maple Mountain. A little bit of struggles so far, sitting at 2-6. Hoping for a big win here against their rival and to end the perfect season so far for the Dons. And so if they can, figure out a way to get the bats rolling, because it's going to have to be, if they're going to keep up, it's going to be an offensive battle here. Like, they're not going to be able to hold this Spanish Fork lineup at bay. There's just too many good players in this lineup. So it's going to be a tough battle in terms of being able to keep this lineup at bay. And so Maple Mountain really just needs to get their bats going if they're going to have a chance here against the Spanish Fork Dons. Again, they are sitting at 16-0 on the season, undefeated in non-conference as well as in regional play, and hoping to continue their perfect season here at the Sports Complex. So it should be a fun ball game here against the Golden Eagles and the Dons. We are getting all geared up here. They are about to take the field here to start this ball game off. So we are about to be underway here at the Sports Park in Spanish Fork, Utah. Again, it's the Spanish Fork Dons against the Maple Mountain Golden Eagles. Dons the home team in this one, and the Golden Eagles now digging in for their first at-bat. This is Aaliyah Peterson for Maple Mountain. She will take a little cut at that one for strike one. So Peterson now with the 0-1 count on her, hoping to get things rolling here for the Golden Eagles against this potent Dons team. She is going to take that for a ball, so count evens up here at 1-1. She's going to foul that one away to the backstop, so count moves to 1-2. Again, Maple Mountain on the season 2-6 according to Max Preps. There was not a score as of yet recorded for that Payson game, which was last week. Swing through and missed by Peterson. So first strikeout of the game there for Avery Sapp. It will be McKenna Charrington coming up now for Maple Mountain. She's going to watch that one in there for a strike. Great pitch from Sapp. So Jet Li Ioane on deck here for Maple Mountain. That's a nice healthy cut there from Charrington, but it will be missed for strike two. So 0-2 count to Charrington. One out here in the top half of the first inning. 0-2 pitch up coming, and it will be swung through. A nice rise ball there from Sapp. And so 2 straight strikeouts to start this ball game off for Spanish Fork. So Jet Li Ioane now up for Maple Mountain. 2 outs in the top of the first. She will take a big swing and miss there for strike one. Sapp looking like she is dialed in here early in this ball game. That one is going to miss, so count evens up here at 1-1. And that is going to be swung through, so now a 1-2 count here to Ioane. Again, she is the best hitter in this Maple Mountain lineup. Has 3 of the 5 home runs that have been hit so far on the season for the Golden Eagles. So has some serious pop, and she hasn't even played in all the games. As they are going to appeal down to first base, they will say that she did not swing. So count evens up here now at 2-2. Wanted to get you some stats on Avery Sapp here, who's on the mound for Spanish Fork. She's appeared in 12 games so far, so she's their main starter, an ERA of 1.05 so far, and 6 wins, and she is well on her way to another one as she strikes out the side to start off the top of the third inning. Ioane, Charrington, and Peterson all going down on strikes here in the top of the first inning. So your score, Spanish Fork 0, Maple Mountain 0 after the top half of the first inning. Moves us on over to the bottom half of the second inning. Bottom half of the first inning gives us an opportunity to thank our sponsors here at Spanish Fork 17. That is the Blue Diamond Auto Group, Lance Wilson State Farm, MVP Sports, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, 2 Jack's Pizza, the Driggs Mortgage Team, and Mikkel Thompson and Hunter Attorneys at Law.
Number 15, Shelby Abbott in left field. Number 4, Autumn Shaw, center field. Number 27, Lydia Tibbles. Cheyenne Christensen, number 34, is behind the plate. And on the mound today is number 5, Ellie Jackson.
So heading on over to the bottom half of the inning.
For your Lady Dogs, number 16, center fielder Trinity Benson, Jamie Davis on deck, and Brookwood Peacock in the hole.
It will be Trinity Benson leading things off for Spanish Fork. Benson also one of the key stars on the softball team as well, so two-sport athlete. And on the bump here for today for the Golden Eagles is number 5. It's Jackson. She's pitched in 4 games so far on the season according to Max Preps. Does have a loss to her name and a 9.00 ERA. So that's Ellie Jackson starting here today for the Golden Eagles. Only a sophomore, so already seeing some key opportunities here in a start against, again, as I said, the best team in the state here in Spanish Fork. So Sapp with the basically perfect inning there. Not quite an immaculate inning, but does strike out the side there in that first inning. It's already starting off real strong here for the Dons. And it will be Ellie Jackson to counter here for the Golden Eagles.
Fear not, help is on the way.
There is a bit of a delay here as we're trying to get things rolling here in the bottom of the first. Also, as you can hear, there is a little bit of wind here today. Not horrible wind. I mean, not like the freaking hurricane winds that we had down in St. George during the Red Rock Classic and the Desert Hills A-Truss Open, but still a little bit. So hopefully it calms down here and we can settle into a nice afternoon here in Spanish Fork to enjoy this ball game. Again, Spanish Fork on the season 16-0, sitting at number 1 in the RPI for Class 5A. They are followed behind by Mountain Ridge, Bountiful, Springville, and Farmington.
The batter, number 16, center fielder Trinity Benson.
As it looks like we are now going to be getting underway here for this bottom half of the first inning. Trinity Benson now finally being able to dig in here for the Dons. Benson, the center fielder for the Dons, as that one is going to miss for ball 1. This thing is going to be sent out into the outfield. Play will be made out there in right field, and that is going to be out number 1. A nice swing there from Benson trying to go the other way, but it will be caught. And that will be out number 1. So 1 out here in the bottom of the first inning. Your score is 0-0. 3 strikeouts early for Avery Sapp, as that one is going to miss high and inside for a ball. That one in there for a strike. Great pitch there from Jackson. Evens up the count, out 1-1. That one in there for a strike as well. Establishing the zone here with a 1-2 count. This thing sent high into the air. Giving chase is the third baseman. She will be unable to make the play, but it is foul. It is Jamie Davis at the plate here for Spanish Fork. Was waiting for confirmation on that. That is just going to miss, so it evens up the count here at 2-2. Davis playing second base here today for Spanish Fork. That he's going to squirt away. It will be strike 3, and they do complete the play over there at first base.
Third strike for the second out. Brings to bat shortstop number 4, Brooklyn Pintar.
Brings up Brooklyn Pintar here now for Spanish Fork. Pintar, one of the best batters in all of Utah, currently has 6 home runs on the season. One of 3 Dons that already has 6 home runs on the season. As a team, they have 35, which is just a crazy number considering that they've played 16 games. That's just a bit over 2 home runs a game for the Dons as the count moves to 2-0 now to Pintar. Pintar over at shortstop today for Spanish Fork. She will get a piece of that and foul it away. Count moves to 2-1. So 2-1 count to Pintar. 2 outs here in the bottom half of the first inning. The score 0-0. That's a line drive right over to third. She will make the play. Nice job over there at third base. That's going to end the inning there on a liner there to the third baseman. That's going to end the inning. Your score 0-0 as we move on over to the top half of the second inning, which will get you when we come back on Spanish Fork 17. Welcome back to Spanish Fork 17. We are in inning 2 of this matchup between the Spanish Fork Dons and the Maple Mountain Golden Eagles. Your score is 0-0 after that first inning. And in between innings, wow, a lot of craziness going on. So basically what happened here is they had set the field up for slow pitch softball, which obviously they have slow pitch softball here at the sports park during the week. And so the field had just been all set up for slow pitch softball, and they had not readjusted it yet for your normal fast pitch here for this game. And so the pitcher's mound was actually 4 feet in from where it should be. And so it took a little bit for them to recognize that. They did kind of recognize it right at the beginning of the first inning as that thing is fouled away. They did take some time in the middle part of the first inning to kind of check things out, but then they waited till the actual end of the inning to be able to fully investigate. They brought the tape out, like they measured it out, and sure enough, it was 4 feet short, and so they had to redo everything, essentially. They had to come back out. They had to re-rake the infield. They had to redraw the mound, the circle for the mound. Like it was some crazy stuff. So thankfully for you guys, this isn't a live game, because that would have been a little crazy, as this thing is sent out into the outfield pretty deep. The play is made out there by Benson. That is going to be out number 1 of the inning. So Jackson flies out to start things off in the top half of the second inning. It'll be Shelby Abbott now up for the Golden Eagles. But yeah, we're just thankful that we were able to get it all resolved. And again, big thumbs up to the grounds crew here at the sports park that made it so we could still be having a ball game here. And still a nice pitching performance here so far from Avery Sapp, as that one is going to be low there to Shelby Abbott for ball 1. It'll be Abbott and then Lydia Tibbles on deck here for Maple Mountain. This thing also sent out a little pop-up towards second base. The play is made. So now 2 outs here in the top half of the second inning. Pop up to second base and a fly out to center to start things off in the second inning. Now it is Lydia Tibbles. She is out in right field today for the Golden Eagles and batting 6th in their lineup. She is going to watch that one in there high and outside for ball 1. Maple Mountain hoping to put the first L in the column for the Spanish Fork team. It will be a grounder over there to Pintar. She will make the play, and that's going to be the end of the top half of the second inning. So another 1-2-3 inning there for Avery Sapp. This one without strikeouts, but still a dominant performance from her so far. As we move on over to the bottom half of the second inning, gives us an opportunity to thank our sponsors here at Spanish Fork 17 that make these broadcasts possible. That is Mikkel Thompson Hunter, Attorneys at Law, the Driggs Mortgage Team, Two Jacks Pizza, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, MVP Sports, Lance Wilson State Farm, and the Blue Diamond Auto Group. So again, just thankful to be having a ball game here on Spanish Fork 17. They are able to make the adjustments in between the first and second inning to move the mound back 4 feet to its optimal position, as you will. It was, again, the field was set up for slow pitch softball. Now we've got everything lined back up here for good old fast pitch softball here on Spanish Fork 17. And again, it is the Spanish Fork Dons up against the undefeated Spanish Fork Dons going up against the Maple Mountain Golden Eagles. The Dons sitting at 16-0 on the season, Maple Mountain 2-8. While we've got some time here in between, let's go ahead and look over what's going on in Region 8. So again, the Dons sitting at 6-0 in region play. Springville and Salem Hills both at 4-1. Wasatch at 4-2. Payson and Maple Mountain at 1-3. Park City 0-4 and Provo 0-6 so far in region plays. That one is going to be taken up for ball 1. Overall record 16-0 for Spanish Fork, 11-4 for Springville, 10-4 for Salem Hills, 5-4 for Wasatch, 6-8 for Payson, 2-6 for Maple Mountain, 1-9 for Park City, and Provo without a win so far this season, sitting at 0-10. That one is just going to miss. Looked like a pretty good pitch there from Jackson. So it is Kylie Mitchell currently up here for the Spanish Fork Dons. And she is going to take the walk. So first walk issued here today by either pitcher. The first base runner of this ball game will be Ashlyn Losey. Losey catching today for Spanish Fork. First real opportunity for them to put a run on the board. That is going to be a bunt that is fouled away. Tried to push it down that first baseline, got a little bit underneath it. The count here is 0-1 to Losey. Again, just to give you a taste of how dominant this Spanish Fork team has been in terms of their hitting, as that thing is popped up. The play will be made over there at shortstop by Ioane, and that is going to be out number 2. So yeah, just looking at max preps, all of the batting averages basically for the Dons are in the like 300s, 400s, 500s. Like, it's super duper impressive. Again, 36 home runs on the season, 34 stolen bases. They, as a team, their batting average, as a team, is 472. Like, that's just crazy numbers, absolutely crazy numbers, as that thing is fouled away. Again, you've got 3 in this lineup. Mitchell, Davis, and Pintar all have 6 home runs on the season, and you got Hall right behind them with 5. As a team total, they've scored 100 runs on the season and only allowed 21. Like, just very, very dominant. Absolutely been in cruise control this entire season. I'm very excited to see what they will be able to do come playoff time. We actually are going to get a taste of some kind of playoff atmosphere here this upcoming week. They're going to be facing Bear River, which those games are always heated and always fun. So excited for that. Liner right out to center field. Nice play.
Autumn runs that one down and takes away a good hit. Nice catch, Autumn. Brings to bat Peyton Hall. Aubrey on
That's going to be the second out of the inning. A deep hit there by Sapp, but it is caught out in center field. And there's going to be 2 outs here in the bottom half of the second inning, as Maple Mountain is right here in this ballgame here in the second inning. That one is going to miss, though, to Peyton Hall. Count is 1-0. So a pop-up to short and a fly out to center. That one is going to miss as well. Count moves to 2-0 now to Hall. Mitchell at first base. No, that is not Mitchell. They do have a speed-up runner in for her, as she is catching today. Big swing going opposite field in a little bit of no man's land. It will drop down for a base hit. So a little 2-out single there for Peyton Hall. First hit of the game for the Dons, and it does move the runner over to third. So now runners on the corners with 2 outs here in the bottom half of the second inning. Digging in now for the Dons is Aubrey Leonard. Leonard out in left field today for Spanish Fork. On deck would be Oakley Beckstrom if it does get to that point. A line shot out there to right field. The play is made, and that is going to be the end of the inning. Maple Mountain able to counter with a 0 of their own on the scoreboard, as the score is still 0-0 as we head on over to the third inning, which we will get to you when we come back on Spanish Fork 17. Welcome back to Spanish Fork 17. We are in the third inning of this matchup between the Spanish Fork Dons and the Maple Mountain Golden Eagles. Your score 0-0, as both pitchers have been on point here so far in this ballgame. Avery Sapp, through 2, has 3 strikeouts and is still looking at the perfect ballgame so far, as there have not been any Maple Mountain base runners thus far. On the other side of things, Ellie Jackson doing a great job as well, has only allowed the 1 walk and the hit that she allowed in that second inning. So not a lot of offense in this ball game, which is kind of opposite of what I thought would happen in this one. Again, the Spanish Fork Dons lineup is super duper impressive. I thought that we would have seen some runs in this ball game already, but that has not been the case. It's been a nice, patient approach here to start things off here for Jalen Davis for the Golden Eagles. You're looking at a 3-0 count. It'll be Jalen Davis, Cheyenne Christensen, and Autumn Shaw, bottom of the lineup here for the Golden Eagles. She will foul that one away. Again, the Dons sitting in the driver's seat in all of Class 5A for Utah at this point, sitting at number 1 in RPI and still nursing that undefeated season. Swing and a miss there. Another strikeout for Avery Sapp. So 4th strikeout of the ball game for her. Brings up Cheyenne Christensen, who is catching today for Maple Mountain. be popped foul behind the backstop. To count 0-1 to Cheyenne Christensen. Golden Eagles hoping to be the first team this year to snag a victory away from the Dons, as that one is fouled away once again by Christensen. So count moves to 0-2. And what do you know, another strikeout there for Avery Sapp. So 5th strikeout of the ball game now for Sapp through 2 2/3. Brings up Autumn Shaw, number 9 hitter for the Golden Eagles, also out in center field today. She will take that for a strike. Great pitch from Sapp. Golden Eagles really struggling to find any kind of footing here against Sapp, as that is an absolutely fantastic breaking ball for strike 2. That one, a knee buckler there, as that thing just dipped right into the bottom of that strike zone, and then gets her swinging on a rise ball. It does get back towards the backstop. They do make the play over there at first base to complete the strikeout. So yet another inning where Avery Sapp sets them down in order, this time once again via the strikeouts. So now sitting at 6 strikeouts through the first 3 innings. Score still 0-0 here after the top half of the third. Moves us on over to the bottom half of the inning and gives us an opportunity to thank our sponsors here at Spanish Fork 17 that make these broadcasts possible. That's MVP Sports, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, Lance Wilson State Farm, the Blue Diamond Auto Group, Mikkel Thompson and Hunter, Attorneys at Law, the Driggs Mortgage Team, and 2 Jack's Pizza. So I don't know about you, but on a nice, beautiful Tuesday afternoon, nothing sounds better than a 2 Jack's Pizza and some barbecue chicken cheese sticks. If anybody wanted to get those over to me right now, I wouldn't be sad. I will let you know that right now. I would not be sad in the slightest at that. Again, your score here 0-0 as we're getting ready here for the bottom half of the third inning. Nice little breeze blowing out kind of towards left field. And the Dons sitting on a perfect season so far, 16-0. Came away with a super impressive Saturday. Went 4-0 in a tournament. In the capstone of that tournament being against the American Fork Cave Women. Absolutely demolished them 23-2. But the Golden Eagles here are right in the thick of things, as that thing is laced right down the third base line. They're gonna say it's fair. And she is going to be in there for a double. So first extra base hit of this ball game belongs to Spanish Fork and comes off the bat of Oakley Beckstrom. And now the lineup turns over here for the Spanish Fork Dons, and it's Trinity Benson up once again. Shows bunt, pulls away, and that is going to be ball 1. Benson 0 for 1 on the day. Hoping for a better result here in at-bat number 2. One of the key hitters in this Dons lineup. She will watch that one for ball 2. Benson on the season, a .592 hitter, as that thing is going to be tapped just right in front of the catcher, and it's going to be down. It's going to be fair, and that's going to be one of the crazier infield singles that you'll see. Moves Beckstrom over to third, and Benson is going to be on here in the in the bottom half of the third inning. Runners are now on the corners for Jamie Davis. She's going to show bunt, and she will pull away. The count moves to 1-0. Davis on the season batting .420, has 20 RBIs, has scored 25 times, so has been a key run producer in this lineup, along with Benson and Pintar, who also are sitting at 25 runs scored. This top part of the Spanish Fork lineup, starting with Benson, really all the way through to Kylie Mitchell, are just impressive run producers. And again, this team is, as a whole, batting .472. Like, Ted Williams would be so proud of them. Like, that's just an insane number, as that one is going to be taken upstairs there by Davis. And Benson has made her way over to second base. So now 2 runners in scoring position here in the bottom half of the third inning. No outs. So real danger time here for Jackson, who's done a good job so far against this very dangerous Dons lineup. That's going to be a walk. So definitely some early struggles here in the bottom half of the third inning, as the bases are now loaded here for the Spanish Fork Dons. And it brings up, if you're the Golden Eagles, this is the last player you want to see digging in for Spanish Fork, as it's Brooklyn Pintar, who's had such an impressive season so far, and now up in another big opportunity with the bases loaded. She will take that high and outside for ball 1. Pintar .478 on the season, 6 home runs, 5 doubles, 24 RBIs, 22 runs. Has just been absolutely sensational. Is right in the running for potentially Utah Player of the Year for softball. That thing sent to right field. It's going to be a sacrifice fly, as Beckstrom scores easily on that deep fly ball by Pintar. And that's going to be the first run of this ball game. So your score now 1-0 after the sacrifice fly by Brooklyn Pintar. Benson also advancing on the play, so she will sit over there at third base. Bunt. It is down, and they thought about going home with it. Just kind of caught in a little bit of indecision there toward the plate. So another kind of weird-looking bunt single there. That one off the bat of Kylie Mitchell. It will score Benson. Davis will get over to second base. So now runners on first and second with the 1 out here in the bottom of the third inning, and your score now 2-0 after the RBI bunt single by Kylie Mitchell. That thing fouled away by Ashley Losey. Losey popped up to the shortstop in her first at bat in the second inning. Nice connection, but it will be right at the third baseman. They make the play. So a grounder to third for the second out of the inning. So 0 for 2 day so far for Ashley Losey. It's now Avery Sapp coming up for Spanish Fork. They do have both runners in scoring position, though, at this point. A nice bop, and it will fall down just beyond the glove. And that's going to be a 2 RBI double for Avery Sapp. Able to cash in there with the runners in scoring position. So now you score 4-0, and here's that offense that we were expecting from Spanish Fork, really starting to come alive here in this third inning. And it's Peyton Hall now up for Spanish Fork, one of the players with some pop, as she's hit 5 home runs on the season. That ball squirts away, and runner is able to advance over to third base. So Sapp now at third base, even closer to scoring. This thing sent high into the air, and that is going to be over the fence and gone. An absolute blast by Peyton Hall. Has a 2-run home run now here in the bottom half of the third inning. The offense really starting to come alive here in this third inning for Spanish Fork. The score now 6-0 after that absolute bomb from Peyton Hall, her 6th of the season. So now that ties her up with her 3 other teammates that were sitting at 6 coming into this game. That would be Davis, Pintar, and Mitchell, all with 6 home runs. And now Peyton Hall right there with them with 6 of her own. Home run number 37 on the season for Spanish Fork. As what had been a really good pitching performance here for Emily Jackson, unfortunately here in this, for Ellie Jackson here in the 3rd inning, has kind of unhinged a little bit with these 6 runs. A nice little slap opposite field. It is going to be down. So following the 2-run home run by Peyton Hall, another hit here for Spanish Fork. This one a single by Aubrey Leonard. And we have batted all the way around here in the 3rd inning. Oakley Beckstrom now back up for her 2nd at bat here in the bottom half of the 3rd. She had a double. Another pop-up, and it's gonna land. As it just looks like the Dons are just finding all the little holes in this Maple Mountain defense. Little bloop single there for Oakley Beckstrom. And it moves Aubrey Leonard over to 3rd, so still threatening here with the 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd inning, and Trinity Benson coming back up for Spanish Fork. She had a single in her last at bat, so 1 for 2 on the day, right in line with her batting average up to this point in the season. She's going to lace it right past the second baseman. It's going to be an RBI single for Trinity Benson. Now your score 7-0. The once dormant Dons offense completely awakes here in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. 7 runs have come across so far. And once again, runners on the corners for Spanish Fork. Leonard scored on that play. Now it is number 2 hitter Jamie Davis up for the Dons. She's 0 for 1 on the day, did walk earlier in this inning, struck out in her first at bat. So at bat number 3 for the number 2 hitter for Spanish Fork. This thing crushed. We've got 2 home runs now in this inning. My gosh, an absolute blast by Jamie Davis. When it rains, it pours, and it is raining hard right now for Spanish Fork. Your score now 10-0 after a 3-run shot by Jamie Davis, who now takes the lead in home runs for her team at 7 and ties her up with 2 Lehigh players for the lead in all of Class 5A Utah. So tip of the cap here, as I have been saying that I thought that the offense was going to be key here for Maple Mountain to be able to stay up in this ballgame, and they're going to have to do just that here starting off in the 3rd inning, as we've had a double-digit inning here in runs for Spanish Fork. The score 10-0 after a 3-run shot by Jamie Davis, and it doesn't get any easier here with Brooklyn Pintar now up at the plate. 0 for 1 in this ballgame, had a sac fly earlier with the bases loaded. She's going to slap it over to right field. That should be the end, and that will be the end of the 3rd inning here. 10 runs coming across for Spanish Fork. A 2-run blast by Peyton Hall, a 3-run blast by Jamie Davis, and the score now 10-0 as we move on over to the 4th inning here on Spanish Fork 17. Welcome back to Spanish Fork 17. We are in the 4th inning of this one between the Spanish Fork Dons and the Maple Mountain Golden Eagles. The Dons finally laying the boom down here in the last half inning. 10 runs coming across, double-digit runs for Spanish Fork in the bottom half of the 3rd. Your score now 10-0 after the offensive barrage by the Lady Dons, capped by a 2-run home run by Jamie Davis and a 3-run blast by Jamie Davis and a 2-run blast by Peyton Hall earlier. Nice little snag over there at first base, but it will be foul. It is the top of the order once again here for the Golden Eagles. So 1, 2, and 3, Aaliyah Peterson, McKenna Charrington, and Jet Lee Ioane, as that one is in there for a strike to Peterson. So count moves to 1 and 2. Rise ball that rose just a bit too much there. So count now evens up here at 2 and 2 to Peterson. Trying to change the eye level there, going for the low pitch. Instead, it scrapes the dirt there, so full count now here to Peterson. The Dons 16-0 and looking like it's going to be moving to 17-0 after a huge third inning, 10 runs coming across. And Avery Sapp still just going here, as that is going to just miss. There goes the perfect game. Not that you want to be focusing on that in the top half of the fourth inning, but that is the first base runner here for Maple Mountain. So Peterson takes the free pass, and it will bring up McKenna Charrington, one of the 6 strikeout victims so far in this ball game to Sapp. Struck out in the first inning. So Peterson on at first base runner here for Maple Mountain, needing every base runner they can get to try to cut into this 10-run lead that was built up in this past half inning by Spanish Fork. Swing and a miss there from Charrington, so strike one. Sent over to third. They get the play over at second base, able to cut down the lead runner. Nice job there over at third. Able to collect that one in and send it on over to second base. So solid play there by Peyton Hall, who had the first home run of this ball game for the Dons, a 2-run blast out here towards center field. It actually flew just basically right over our camera. It's really kind of awesome. As that swung through and missed there by Jet Li Ioane for strike one. So Charrington grounding into the fielder's choice, sitting over there at first base. 0-1 count to Ioane. That one is going to miss. So evens up the count at 1-1. Ellie Jackson and Shelby Abbott due up next here for the Maple Mountain Golden Eagles. Again, trying to mount the comeback here after a huge 10-run inning for the Dons in the bottom half of the third. Big swing and miss there for strike two. One-two pitch, swung through and missed. So 2 strikeouts now for Ioane in this ball game. 7th strikeout of the day here for Avery Sapp, who's been in cruise control here. Again, just the 1 base runner so far in this ball game, and that is Aaliyah Peterson, currently there at first base after the leadoff walk here to start things off in the bottom of the fourth. Little snap throw over there to first. She will be safe. So the count will now be 1-0 to Ellie Jackson, who is pitching today for Maple Mountain. Flew out to center in her first at bat. 1-0 pitch is in the dirt, so count moves now to 2-0. So the only issue here for Sapp in this ballgame really has just been the occasional bouts of not being able to find the strike zone, which that's not such a horrible thing, especially when you're pitching as well as she is. You can kind of use those types of pitches to your advantage to try and get them to chase on a not so great pitch, as that one is fouled away there by Jackson, so the count now is 2-1. Wind has picked up a little bit, and the sun is no longer shining here on here at the sports park, which is unfortunate. Would love to see the sun again here in the very near future, as that one is also fouled away. So evens up the count here at 2-2. Again, 2 outs here in the top half of the fourth inning. Aaliyah Peterson at first base, the first base runner for Maple Mountain. Ball in the dirt, so count moves now to full to Ellie Jackson, cleanup hitter and pitcher for Maple Mountain. 3-2 pitch up coming from Sapp. It will be slapped over towards the second baseman. It's going to be the first hit of the ball game here for Maple Mountain. Ellie Jackson able to find that hole right between the first and second baseman. Charrington will move to second. They do make a nice play from right field to hold her up there at second. So runners on first and second here in the top half of the fourth inning, 2 outs. Your score 10-0. We have got a change here in the lineup. pinch hitter coming in here for Maple Mountain, as that is swung through for a strike. So Jackson with the single, Peterson with the walk. An opportunity here for the Golden Eagles to get themselves on the scoreboard and start cutting into this huge 10-run lead here by Spanish Fork. That was also swung and missed. So your count now 0-2. That is swung through for strike 3. So another strikeout here for Avery Sapp, her 8th on the ball game. So it does allow the 1 walk and the 1 hit here in the top half of the 4th inning, but still otherwise absolutely in cruise control with those 8 strikeouts. And been a very impressive day all around here so far for Spanish Fork. As we move on over to the bottom half of the 4th inning, gives us an opportunity to thank our sponsors here at Spanish Fork 17 that make these broadcasts possible. That is the Blue Diamond Auto Group, Lance Wilson, State Farm, MVP Sports, Two Jacks Pizza, the Driggs Mortgage Team, Mikkel Thompson Hunter, attorneys at law, Triple T Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, and the Driggs Mortgage Team. Yeah, we had a little bit of a delay in between the 1st and the 2nd inning because the field was set for slow pitch softball, which obviously we have some of that going on here at the sports park. They were able to get that situated, and instead we've got ourselves a nice bowl game here on Spanish Fork 17, especially if you are a Spanish Fork Dons fan. Your score 10-0 here as we're heading on over to the bottom half of the inning. The Dons able to put up 10 in the bottom half of the 3rd. A 2-run blast by Peyton Hall, a 3-run blast by Jamie Davis, as the 3rd inning really got things going here for Spanish Fork, and they would love nothing more than to continue the onslaught here in the bottom half of the 4th. It'll be Kylie Mitchell, Ashlyn Losey, and Avery Sapp coming up for Spanish Fork. This thing is slapped into no man's land right there in right field. It will be down, and it will be a lead-off single here for Kylie Mitchell. As the struggles continue to mount for Ellie Jackson on the mound, had a really rough 3rd inning, and things not starting off great here in the bottom half of the 4th for her. There'll be Ashlyn Losey up for the Dons. Losey 0 for 2 in this ball game, one of the few Dons that does not have a base hit yet in this ball game. But still a very important part of this Dons lineup, batting 5th today. It's Ellie Olson over there at first base for Kylie Mitchell, speed up runner. First pitch to Losey. It is sent out deep into the outfield, right there at the proverbial warning track. Nice play made by Maple Mountain. Needed just a little bit more on that. Wind didn't quite catch it enough, as that is going to stay in the ballpark and will be the first out of the inning here in the bottom half of the 4th. A little fly out to left field there by Ashlyn Losey brings up Avery Sapp now for Spanish Fork. Sapp on the season batting .548, has 2 home runs of her own, 4 doubles, has batted in 16. This thing is going to drop. Another little shallow blooper for a base hit here for Spanish Fork. This one off the bat of Avery Sapp. So Olson now at second base, Sapp at first, and Peyton Hall now up for Spanish Fork, already with a home run in this one. Again, a 2-run shot in the bottom half of the 3rd. That one is going to miss for ball 1. That one is going to miss, moves the count to 2-0. Again, Hall in the season batting .610, and that has only improved after could only improve, I guess. She's sitting at 1 and 2 today, so that actually would bring her average down, which just sounds absolutely bonkers. But as that thing is fouled away, moves the count to 2 and 1. And Hall only a sophomore, so already a huge part of this Dons lineup. That is going to be popped up and playable there for the first baseman. It is going to be off her glove. And that's going to be an infield fly, given the circumstances. So, infield fly for Peyton Hall. Now it brings up Aubrey Leonard for Spanish Fork. Leonard 1 for 2 in this ballgame, had a single in the third. She's going to swing through that one for strike 1. It's a little on top of that pitch. Leonard 417 on the season, 3 home runs, 18 RBIs, 2 doubles. So has some pop there in the number 8 spot in this lineup. And has an opportunity here to help extend this Spanish Fork lead. It will be inside. Again, the Dons sitting at 16-0 so far on the season. Maple Mountain hoping to be the first to put them in the loss column. But a very tall task as the score is 10-0. Leonard puts a charge into this one, and it is gone. Able to go Oppo Taco with it, and another home run for Spanish Fork. Their third in this ballgame. This one off the bat of Aubrey Leonard. It will be her 4th home run on the season. And that is going to be another 3-run blast here for Spanish Fork. And the score now 13-0. So a 3-run blast by Aubrey Leonard, a 3-run blast by Jamie Davis, and a 2-run blast by Peyton Hall. The long ball, a key part of the offense here for Spanish Fork in this ball game. Your score 13-0 after the Oppo Taco blast. Jackson will stay on the mound here for Maple Mountain. And it will be Oakley Beckstrom back up for Spanish Fork. She's going to watch that one for ball 1. Beckstrom 2 for 2 in this ball game. A double and a single in the third inning. She was able to score on both of those. She's going to bloop this one. Play will be made by the catcher, and that will be the end of the inning. A 3-run blast by Aubrey Leonard extends the Spanish Fork lead now to 13-0 as we head on over to the 5th inning of this one on Spanish Fork 17. Welcome back to Spanish Fork 17. We are in inning 5 of this afternoon matchup between the Spanish Fork Dons and the Maple Mountain Golden Eagles. Rivalry day here on Spanish Fork 17. Your score 13-0 as it's been a big, impressive offensive day here for the Spanish Fork Dons. 10 runs coming across in the bottom half of the third inning. 3 more coming across in the bottom half of the fourth, as Maple Mountain looking at a big deficit here in the top half of the 5th and really needing all the base runners they can get against Avery Sapp, who's only allowed 2 in this ball game, a walk and a hit that she gave up in the top half of the past inning in the 4th. It's hitters 6, 7, and 8 in the lineup here for Maple Mountain in the bottom half, the top half of the 5th inning, as that one is going to be high. The count is 1-1 to Lydia Tibbles. It's Lydia Tibbles, Jalen Davis, and Cheyenne Christensen that are due up here for Maple Mountain. Autumn Shaw would be next. Sent right towards the second baseman. She will make the play, and that's going to be out number 1. Davis with the nice play. Tibbles goes down on the ground out, and Avery Sapp's day on the mound continues to be excellent. 4 and a third so far, 8 strikeouts. Again, only allowed that 1 walk and 1 hit. Slapped foul into the fence. Count 0-1 to Jalen Davis. So 0-1 pitch upcoming. That will be inside, so moves the count now to 1-1 to Jalen Davis. So obviously we're enjoying ourselves here at the ballpark, but there's actually a pretty good crowd here today for this ball game between the Dons and the Golden Eagles. One of the members in the audience, Coach Don Andrews, the obviously famous retired coach here of the Spanish Fork softball team, was able to come here and take in some of the action here today. So always fun to have him in the ballpark, especially when the ballpark is literally named after him. And so always love that and appreciate Coach Andrews still coming out and supporting the team. As that was another strikeout there for Avery Sapp, her 9th of the ball game. Second time that Jalen Davis has gone down on strikes. It brings up Cheyenne Christensen, who taps it over to short. And that is going to be the end of the top of the 5th inning, as Maple Mountain is unable to scratch across any runs there. So the score is still sitting here at 13-0. Looks like some potential issue there over on the Dons side of things. Number 12 kind of coming up a little gimpy there. That was, I want to say that was Mitchell. That was kind of looking like she got banged up. No, it was Davis. My apologies. That is going to be your ball game, folks. Again, your score 13-0 as the Dons able to mercy rule Maple Mountain. We'll get you a recap when we come back on Spanish Fork 17. Welcome back to Spanish Fork 17, a barn burner here for the Spanish Fork Dons. The final score 13-0 against their rival, the Maple Mountain Golden Eagles, extending their undefeated season so far, now sitting at 17-0, looking like they are the best team in all of Utah. And not just all of 5A. Like, I sincerely mean all of Utah. Was looking at the RPI and other things going on this season, and honestly, the Spanish Fork Dons team is so impressive. And this was a fun ball game to watch, just especially that 3rd inning saw just an absolute offensive onslaught for the Lady Dons. Ended up having 3 home runs in this game, so now 39 home runs on the season for this Dons team. So very impressive. A 3-run blast by Jamie Davis, a 2-run blast by Peyton Hall, and a 3-run shot by Aubrey Leonard in this one, really keying the offense for Spanish Fork. But our MVP Sports MVP of the day goes to the one on the mound, as it was Avery Sapp who ended up pitching a complete game shutout, only allowed a hit and a walk in this ball game and struck out 9. So absolutely silenced the Golden Eagles lineup while keeping them in a spot where they would be solid going into that 3rd inning, where then the doors kind of blew open for Spanish Fork with a 10-run 3rd inning, 3 more runs coming across in the 4th off the bat of Aubrey Leonard. But again, our MVP Sports MVP of the game going to Avery Sapp after a just sensational pitching performance. 5 innings of 1 hit ball, 1 walk, and 9 strikeouts to her name. Now has 7 wins on the season, has really been the ace of the staff here for Spanish Fork. And again, the offense continuing to roll here for the Dons, as it's going to be a fun one for the rest of the season. I would love to see them potentially finish this thing undefeated as they head into playoffs, and it's going to be... This is a team that really has a shot at taking home the championship this season, so continue to stay tuned and locked in to this team, because it's going to be a potentially very special season for the Lady Dons. For our crew here at Spanish Fork 17, we are all wrapped up with this one. I'm Angela Rose. It's been a blast, and we enjoy having you, and we hope that we catch you next time on Spanish Fork 17.